Wow, you drank your water and
sorry. There's not even water. I don't drink water
Vodka.
in a glass. It's coconut water.
Oh, it's a type of water. I was like, it's clear, vodka.
Yes, it's clear. It's vodka. I wish I had something to mix it with, though. You know, a little
trying to stay extra hydrated with your coconut water. I do love coconut water though. I have this ongoing gripe about coconut water, mostly because, well, you're Latina. I don't know how much you guys drink, but you're Dominican, so like coconut water is a, you know, like an island thing. Staple. You know,
it's a staple.
And growing up, I was so used to going to some sort of Asian store, whether it was Filipino store or some sort of like Chinese market or something, and getting like the Arizona size cans of coconut water, and they were like $1. I mean, Arizona iced tea used to be $1. I mean, but it used to be like $1, you know, for that big ass can, and then like many things, it got popularized.
Was it the white and green can? Is that the one you're talking about with the coconut bits on the bottom?
And it always says, and it's young coconut specifically.
Yes.
Okay.
It's young coconut.
And I personally like pulp. Not everyone likes to chew their drinks, so I get that.
I like pulp.
Yes. Thank you.
I like pulp. I'm pulpy.
You're pulpy.
I'm pulpy.
But when it started getting really popular, maybe when we were in college or maybe a little after that, and I don't know how it got popular. Maybe it was like, you know, the health girlies, or maybe it was some other thing. But when it started getting popularized, and you buy a Vita Coco, even to this day, for like $3 to $4, and I'm like, that's insane. I think that's insane. And it's usually shitty because I've been trying to look for alternative brands that I can find in normal stores. I mean, a Vita Coco, I guess, is fine. It's just because I've had a couple other brands that were trash. I'm going to say this out loud, but there was a weird brand, and I wish I remembered what it was called, but it was expensive because it was like organic. I was like, well, coconut, it's pretty organic in that way. Anyways, like, I don't know what else to tell you, but why was it thick when you drank it? And this is going to sound so gross, but it was like the thickness. It was like drinking cum.
Okay. All right. So
I don't remember the brand.
Did it say that it was like aloe vera in it too?
I don't know. I don't remember. I just remember grabbing it at like a Whole Foods.
Because I feel like they'll mix in aloe vera with coconut water.
Oh.
And I feel like that has the potential to taste very cummy.
Well, it was also the thickness. It was thick. And I was like
slimy?
Why is this? Yeah, a little bit. I was just like, water shouldn't be thick. Coconut water should not be thick.
Maybe it had coconut.
It might have had aloe in it.
Maybe it had like the coconut slimy part too. Because
maybe it had aloe in it. Maybe because aloe's a little thick. So I feel like that could have been it, honestly. When I see coconut waters, I'm just like, this is ridiculous. This is insane.
So stupid.
Just as a brown person who used to buy this shit all the time.
The people from the islands would just cry. Like, why? Like, ugh. So dumb.
And there's so many different brands now. And I've tried different ones, and some of them are absolute trash and they're expensive. I was like, how do you fuck up coconut water? But I guess same with regular water. You know how water tastes different for every brand almost? And I think that has to do a lot with like minerals, what's in it, and whatever. But yeah, that's my gripe about coconut water when I see it. Is just like insane. I wouldn't buy this shit.
So stupid. Oh God. Oh, and by the way, I'm Mel. Welcome to the pod.
Oh shit. We didn't introduce ourselves. That sucks. I went straight into coconut cum water and and
Lorrie has some things to say about coconut water.
I'm Lorrie.
She needs to get off her chest.
Welcome to the chaos. Oh, we said that at the same time. Nice. There's a fly here. Why are you here? Go away.
I just saw her. What a bitch.
And yeah, okay. That was just my quick spiel about coconut water. My bad.
Anyway, besides that, how's your week been?
It's all right. I've just been going to work. I've been trying to just figure out travel plans because I have to go back to California for my parents' anniversary, and their anniversary is right after the holidays. So trying to get there before their anniversary is expensive.
Is it January?
Yeah, but I have to get there early to help with the anniversary setups and stuff, and just to do any last minute setting up. I just bought tickets today because I just feel it's going to get more expensive. But it was, you know how we went to California in September for like $180?
It was nothing.
Today, it was definitely like 2.5 times more than that.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
Maybe almost 3. For me, at least, it was hurtful. But it was the cheapest option because so I'm leaving Christmas Day and I have to stay out there for 2 weeks because any other day to try to get there before the anniversary was like an extra $100 or more, and I just couldn't do it.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, because it's the
Christmas
holidays.
Day? Christmas Day is hard.
I know. I'm gonna have to like leave early and do all this shit. But it was the cheapest day that I could do it to leave.
Damn, dude.
Coming back was whatever, but it was the flight out there. So it's trying to figure all that stuff out and figure out other stuff for the anniversary. I'm printing out like some like 3D printing stuff for the anniversary. Yeah, okay. I mean, just trying to figure out the new year, I guess. What about you?
I just got a new dresser today.
Nice.
Finally.
Adult things.
I know, right? What a steal. I got it off of Facebook Marketplace.
Nice.
For the low. I was like, why haven't I been on here before? You know? I was like,
dude,
what the fuck?
I'm very active in Craigslist and Facebook Marketplace, and I have been for like a
Craigslist?
decade. Yeah, for like a decade. Because people, Facebook Marketplace, I will say some people be wilding on their prices because I'm like, dude, there's no way it's worth that much.
I have seen that.
But it's still that in Craigslist. I've for more than a decade, man, since like college, because I still buy stuff secondhand, especially since a lot of my job and hobby stuff are pretty expensive, like camera stuff and other. I buy a lot of refurbished things, used stuff, secondhand furniture. I always clean them before bringing it into my apartment. But like, yeah, I've always done it. I actively use Craigslist and Marketplace. Yeah. There's a lot of shit, especially in New York. People give away a lot of shit because they need to move out of their apartment quick. And
exactly. They're like, that's really why I saw so many things. People are like, no, we're moving. Don't really know what to do with this stuff. Redecorating. Don't have time or the energy to like mess with this stuff.
Yeah.
You know? And like this dresser, new. It's basically new. Yeah. It's like they bought it and said, doesn't fit. Gotta sell it. Like, that's literally what happened because like, it looks brand spanking new.
Including myself, I've done that where I was like, this doesn't work for me. And then and then the return policy sucked. So I'd just be like, I'll just sell it. It's fine.
Right. Yeah. It's really nice. I like rearranged my room. So, cause now my TV is off the floor. Adult things, baby.
Wow.
Adult things. I'm excited about that. Now I have a little nook, which is like what I was thinking of when I first moved into this place. Now I have a little reading nook where my cushions are, and I can just lay on the floor in a little corner, my little plants. I'm hyped. Yeah.
Nice.
Literally the highlight of my week so far. Oh, and I started CrossFit. I started CrossFit again today. So that's nice because my boo got me a nice a month membership.
Oh yeah, you told me about that. I'm still attempting to exercise, not so much, but I've been walking to work more often because I'm like, I haven't moved from my apartment in days. So I should maybe just walk to work until it gets too cold. But for now, it's
walking. Just walk more. It'll just be better. Like I was telling Lorrie that I was listening to a podcast today about how we're just living in a world full of convenience and like everything's just kind of like comes right to us and we don't have to do anything for it and like we don't have to walk anywhere or whatever. But I don't know. I think I was talking to my boo about it today and I was like, I think I walk as a form of like a little like like a revolution. Like it's like my small little revolution, because I have control over my walking and where I'm going and stuff. So every time I'm walking somewhere, I'm like, oof, this is what my ancestors did. They didn't take Ubers. They didn't roll around. They didn't do any of that. They walked, So I'm kind of like, I'm having my ancestors live through me when I be walking. And I'm walking like 40 minutes, 50 minutes to go somewhere. I don't care. So I'm walking. I'm walking here. I'm a New Yorker. I'm a walk.
Well, yeah, I mean, I walk to a certain extent. I don't really like walking in terms of if I have to go somewhere, but like I'll walk if it's just me chilling. But when I have to be somewhere, I'm very impatient. I also like hate other pedestrians, so I'll like skate or I'll bike or something. It's the same with driving for me too. I hate other drivers. I don't like other people because they're dumb and
other people fuck everything up.
I'm just like,
your whole
I don't trust y'all. No.
You also live in New York City. You live in the city. True. So there's a lot of dumb pedestrians out there.
Dude, it's so crazy to me.
It's cool. The podcast I was listening to, which is the TED Radio Hour, they're doing this research study on people who like live kind of like sedentary. They live sedentary lives, and so they're doing this research study where they're getting people to sign up, or they already did because this happened in October. They got people to sign up for this research study that you're moving literally every 30 minutes for 3 weeks. Just kidding. 3 weeks. And you're moving for 5 minutes. And like the one thing that they want you to do is just walk, like literally just walk for 5 minutes. And they did the study, and the results say that it was just like a whole bunch of stuff. Like it lowered your blood sugar. It improved your mood like insanely. It like decreased like risk for heart disease and like dementia and a whole bunch of chronic illnesses like fatigue, all that stuff. Just like walking for 5 minutes, like just in your house, or just you stepping out, and then you just got to go back to sitting. Apparently, it offsets the risks of everything else that happens when you're sitting for like 8 hours or something like that.
Yeah, I mean, growing up, I was always told just like walk, even if it was like 10 minutes every day or something, or every few days, 20 minutes or whatever. It was always a thing. I mean, I talked to my dad about it, and I feel like we're getting into this subject now instead of...
No, we don't have to. I really want to get into
I would like to not here briefly, because my mom and dad are older. My dad has always liked walking, even with his bad knee and stuff. He just likes to go out walking. And my mom is over the years just been more sedentary and being inside. She doesn't like travel either, and she takes medication that kind of she has to be near a bathroom kind of situation. But her health has been declining, and we try to encourage her to like start walking in. But she did start walking, like when we visited, she said she started using the treadmill every once in a while and walking. And you've seen the house, it's big. My dad purposely got it, like the house has like a walkway all around it. And so my mom will walk around the house sometimes. Because at least if she has to go to the bathroom, she'll just go. So that's good. And I'm glad that she's doing it. I mean, that's why I decided to start walking. Yeah. Well, during the pandemic, when everyone was so sedentary because we all worked from home, I had back issues. That's why I started going to the chiropractor. And I mean, every once in a while, my back is a little achy, but I used to get this really bad pain in my back in the same spot where I would like be immobile for a minute and I have to wait for it to go away. And I wouldn't even be doing anything. I would just literally be in my house and like walking to the next room. Horrible. I didn't do shit. So I started going to the chiropractor because of that reason. And I mean, even now, like walking more, trying to use my standing desk as an actual standing desk now, with my little balance board. And
yes, I was just gonna ask you if you're using that. So.
Oh well, while we're recording, I set up everything in a way that it's for sitting, but I'm not using it this minute. But yeah, I try to just stand up once in a while. Yeah. But yeah, it's just light exercise.
It's essential. It's essential. And honestly, like I said, like our ancestors didn't really do like, they weren't in the gym pumping like iron or anything like that. They weren't like sprinting marathons. Like a lot of them were just walking. And I feel like we should get back to that before we end up like fucking robots on our phone in the meta world.
So you mean the plot of WALL-E?
Yes, I think about that a lot, actually. That's my Roman Empire.
How did that Roman Empire trend start, anyways?
I don't know. I guess men really think about the Roman Empire like
so random.
Every day.
But getting on to like our actual topic, which I mean, I guess being sedentary, I guess moving around might kind of tie into it, and it's more of like traveling and like travel experiences. Only because I've heard a bunch of like travel horror stories and stuff, but a lot of it I realize are just like pet peeves or like bad travel. This fly, you know. Do you have like traveling pet peeves? I know you said you didn't really start traveling more until like recent, like the last few years, like when we met and stuff.
You're not focused.
Oh, sorry. Boop.
Okay, so pet peeves. Okay, so all right. So I didn't realize that this was a pet peeve until just recently, like when I flew to California to meet you guys up. But I don't like the middle seat anymore.
Nobody likes the middle. Who likes the middle seat?
You know, because okay, so it's not like I didn't feel any type of way about the middle seat before. Yeah. Especially if I'm traveling by myself, especially if I'm like kind of like, you know, like I'm like a person that's not traveling with like a partner or whatever it is, right? With like a friend or whatever. Like I didn't really care for it before. But now I just don't want it. You know?
Yeah. I mean, once in a while I'll deal with it if it's a short flight, like me to Miami, maybe. That's a maybe. But going all the way back to the West Coast, I have to have a window seat. And mostly because I don't go to the bathroom that often. So I take the window seat so I don't have to get up for other people. And 90% of the time will not have to get up to go to the bathroom during a 6-hour flight.
So I be peeing.
So you're an aisle seat person.
Peeing. I like an aisle seat. That's like ideally my favorite seat, the aisle seat.
Like I'll take an aisle too if that's what's available. But yeah, window because I don't be peeing. So
I be peeing and like I don't like to hold it. Yeah. You know? And I also like to stay hydrated on the plane. So I'm gonna drink some water. I'm gonna drink like a ginger ale, you know, for my sudden nausea if I have it. I'm gonna drink my drinks, you know.
You know what I think how I condition my body for that is that I feel like I didn't start taking a lot of flights until, I mean, I have traveled before when I was like a teenager, like a few times, but I didn't really start traveling till I was, my late teens, early 20s, when either I had a job or whatever. And by that time, I was actually doing Spartan races. And I've already been an athlete. Like, you know that. I had already been an athlete. I think sports and Spartan races, I only drink what I know my body needs for hydration. I usually have like a Liquid IV or like a Gatorade, something with electrolytes in it. But I learned how to drink only what I need, so I don't have to use any of the fucking porta potties during the race, you know? Because I did the long ones that you're outdoors, you're in the mud, you're like doing a bunch of shit. And so I ate snacks, like my energy snack, because I always ate before a race, stuff that I could burn essentially. And then I only had snacks if like I needed fuel every once in a while. So I only ate and drank what I needed. So I actually have never used a bathroom during a single Spartan race. My longest race was more than 18 miles is what I remember. And this is on a mountain. It was Lake Tahoe on a mountain. So didn't use a bathroom a single time.
I think when I'm like in motion and I'm like doing stuff, and I'm exercising or moving my body, I feel like it's really easy for me to forget if I have to pee. Because, like, it's all in the mind anyway. You know what I mean? Like I could hold it if I'm doing something. Because, like, I'm active. I'm out here. I'm moving. I don't have to really, like, run to the bathroom like that. But when I'm, like, immobile, I'm sitting down, that's all I'm going to think about, you know? So I need to get up and I need to pee if I'm thinking about it. You know what I mean? And it's like more if I'm not watching a movie or something. Like, if the flight that I'm on has no TV, I'm just staring in the back of somebody's seat. Like, I'm just staring, you know, and, like, maybe hopefully listening to downloaded music or downloaded podcast or something like that. If I did download it, you know.
Yeah.
But I'm just kind of, like, there, like, twiddling my thumbs, hoping this is a good flight, hoping we don't die, you know? So that's what I'm doing. So, yeah, ideally, aisle seat. That's my team. What about you? Do you have any pet peeves?
I have more. Have a couple. No, we could go back and forth. We can ping pong this.
Like, I have another one.
It back and forth.
Yeah,
that was all sports analogies.
Athletes.
One of my biggest pet peeves, because when I started traveling to New York for my second job. And so I used to come out here, and that was kind of the first time I had ever been to New York, and just realizing how many planes I've been on. And then I started doing more solo travel too. So I started flying a little bit more generally. And I saw a TikTok that laughed about this. Is like, when your friend has pre-check, you don't have pre-check? You gotta get pre-check. And it got ridiculous. Like, you can blah, 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 and it'll be the craziest thing in your life. You can just not pay anything at all. And it's like, I don't think that's true. And I get that because I did get pre-check eventually. It's because I hate security lines, and I hate the people in security lines. It's not even the security line. Like, I don't really care. I'm prepared. I'm the person who wears slip-ons or shoes that are very easy to take off in general.
Yeah.
And I know that I have to take my laptop out and my Switch and put it in a
separate. You know,
like, I'm very... I know what to do at it, and all these people act like they've never been on a fucking plane before. And
it's so crazy. and then even if, like, you didn't, even if, like, you've never been on a plane before, even if it's your first time traveling, there are 30,000 signs.
30,000 signs
everywhere.
And there's also probably
what to remove from your bag.
And there's always an airline worker yelling, please take out your laptops from your bag, take off your shoes, remove your belts. And then it's always right when you get up to the security where you start taking your shoes off and shit, when people are like, oh, I gotta take everything out. Oh, I have to take off my jacket. Oh, I have to take this belt off. I'm like,
are you kidding me? And then also it's just context clues. You know what I mean? If you're behind somebody that is already taking their shoes off and their belt, and they're taking off their laptop and putting it in a bin, why aren't you doing that? Why aren't you doing it?
Do you agree with me that I feel like as we get older, adults are so bad at taking directions?
Bruh.
We're like worse than children. Because children will do it because they feel this obligation because they're the kids, and these adults basically are in control of your life. Not all the time. I mean, kids are kids, but I feel like there's a point where they kind of listen, or they know how to listen to the directions or whatever, because you're an adult. But as adults, it's like, we take no authority from any other adults. I'm like, this is their job. They're telling you what to do right now.
Because adults think they know better than other adults.
It's, oh God. You know, it's like when people walk into retail places and like, no, I'm pretty sure you probably have some in the back, or some bullshit like that. Or it's just, adults are so bad at taking directions. It's
people that think they know better. You know what I mean? They think they know better than the person who's working there every day of their lives. You know? It's just kind of like, there's a reason why they have you do this, sir.
Also, what sucks more is if you're a person that has to do like hospitality or service of some sort, and you're a woman.
Oh,
customers will be the worst. The absolute worst.
The fucking worst. Dude, I don't have pre-check. I don't have TSA pre-check, and I'm gonna get it now for this trip to Italy. But it's really the people in the line.
It's the people. I don't care about security checks at all.
Like, you know what I mean? They're cool and like and stuff like. And if something like happens to blink while your book bag is going in there, like they'll check it real quick and
it's whatever.
9 times out of 10 it's nothing, but just kind of like, why are you getting tight? Like, why are you getting mad? Relax.
Well, now you gotta get your flight. Come on, we all need to get to our flights.
Yeah, everyone needs to get somewhere, bro. So just kind of like chill, have them check your bag so you can be on your way. Because I don't know why it's always a man. It's always a man that's really fucking it up.
I've seen plenty of ladies too. It's so annoying. Like the Karens, they be out in their
yeah, they be out. They be out. I remember when I went back to New York, there was a lady that was kind of like really pissing people off, and she was just like being really rude and nasty for no reason at all. And she was kind of just like yelling at people, and like I think like her stuff was good anyway.
One time it was a couple of white ladies behind me talking up a storm, not caring about anybody around them, and they were standing so fucking close to my back, and I was holding my laptop out already. I even like scooted it in my arm to go back a little so it kind of touches them. And I would even scoot up maybe just a tiny step forward. But you know what the problem about lines? The second that you move a teeny bit, they're also going to move a teeny bit.
Yes.
I was like, and I just wasn't in the mood. Usually I'll kind of be a person like, I need you to back the fuck up. But I didn't want to deal with it at that point, and we're in a security line, and it's just, but I was like, bitch, back the fuck, and they're still talking to each other, but every time I move, they seem to notice when I move, so they'll just scoot a little fucking closer. I was like, I swear to fucking God, I need you to back the fuck up. I hate it.
How annoying.
So yes, I will tell people to get a pre-check because I actually just this year got clear. So clear and pre-check has been great because I don't have to take off my shoes. I don't have to take anything out. I'm in a separate line for clear, a separate line for pre-check even.
Yeah, that's a whole different. Mm-hmm.
It's been great. And it's the only reason that Charlie can get to her flights on time. I'm joking. I love you, babe. It also has helped me to get to my flights on time because I had a couple close calls this year. I'm usually not that kind of person. I'm usually I at least have a little bit of time. I'm not a 3-hour early person, except for when we went to Costa Rica. That's just because we're in a different country. But usually I get a little bit of time, just to make sure. But there's just a couple times this year, like 2 or 3 times, I just had a couple close calls, and I hate that because I don't like doing that. But shit happens, and it happened, and Clear saved my ass. Yeah. So, but yeah, security lines clearly is my biggest pet peeve about traveling.
Oh yeah, definitely, it definitely is. Yeah, that's definitely a pet peeve of mine too. I don't. Like, I kind of dread it, and that's why I'm a 3-hour person, because I'm just kind of like, I'm ready for anything. Like, I don't care. I'm ready for somebody to bug out on the line. I'm ready for a fight. I'm ready for somebody to just, like, get taken away by the cops. Like, I'm just ready, Like, I'm not missing my flight. I've never missed my flight, ever. And I don't plan to.
What other pet peeves do you have?
So, I think this is, like, less of a pet peeve, more of, just a petty nuisance. I don't like people who make fun of other people who clap when the plane lands. I'm a clapper.
Are you?
I'm a clapper. I've always been a clapper. Because are you kidding me? We just flown however many feet in the air, and we've made it safely to the ground. I feel like people, they just take it for granted now. They just take it for granted. Like, I'm sorry. I've always been a clapper. Like, I think that's like also like a Dominican thing too.
Is it?
Because it is. Like every time we get to DR, we're always clapping. All of us Dominicans, we clap. you know? And when we come back, we clap. Because it's a joyous moment, all right? Like, that's just what I grew up with, you know? Like, you hear the tires, like, just, like, on the ground bumping, and that's the moment that you just start. Everybody, a round of applause. Thank you, Captain. Thank you for not being drunk. Thank you for not being under the influence. Like, so many things could happen. The possibilities are endless. And one of the possibilities came true that we got there safely.
I'm not personally a clapper, but it doesn't bother me any which way. It's whatever. I'm just...
people get so tight about it. Like, I've heard people go on full rants about people who clap.
We should have another day where we talk about a subject of things that people get mad about that doesn't matter.
For no reason.
Yeah, that's a whole other subject. I can talk about that for days.
A whole other thing.
I think what I don't like is... Look, I'll stand up if I want to, but when people are so, like... I feel like there's an unspoken rule when traveling, when exiting an airplane. You kind of go row by row, whatever. Everyone grabs their stuff. You wait patiently. But when people are really trying to fucking push and shove or, like, be the first one off when you're, like, in the back or something, I hate it. I'll stand and wait. It's whatever. Like, I'll stand... Even if I don't need to stand, maybe it's just because I need to stand. I've just been sitting in a plane forever.
Yeah,
but, bro, when people are, like, really and they're halfway through the plane, I'm like, I feel like there's just an unwritten rule of etiquette to just, like, getting off this plane before me probably won't help you that much in time. I'm just going to say that. Especially if you have checked baggage, you got to wait for people to put your checked baggage out, especially if checked baggage. Like, where are you going? You're just going to go to a place where you have to wait again anyways. So I hate it. People are so rude. And I'm like, okay, whatever. I can't start a fight on a plane that's already landed and, like, still be in the airport. Nasty. It's so aggravating to me.
Yeah, I don't like that either. Like, I've had, like, full grown, like, adults, like, old people to kind of, like, almost, like, trying.
I swear it's always adults.
Push me further. Like, it's never the children. It's really never the children. Like, adults, they're cool.
Wow, I think you can tell how much I hate other adults. Bro, we're in our 30s. Like, we've lived at least a good amount of life at this point, and it's just just other people suck, and it's usually adults.
Yeah, man.
Don't get me wrong. Kids can be annoying as fuck, and there are times where I don't really want to be around them. But it's just like they're also kids and learning, and they're influenced a lot by the adults in their lives. You know, it's a whole thing.
100%. Not a fan of that. Another pet peeve of mine is kind of unfair, but I have to say it. People who shit in the bathroom.
Look, if it was like an emergency or something, I have maybe only a couple times in my life, but it was like, because you know how sometimes you really didn't feel like you had to go to the bathroom while you're in the airport, like nothing at all happened, but it just hits you, and you're like, fuck me, I don't ever want to do it. You know, but there has been an emergency or two. I will say at least the toilet has such a strong suction that at least it pulls out more smell than it would a normal toilet. But I'm also a person who always closes the lid. Always. People who don't close the lid, especially on an airplane bathroom. One, I feel like I'm going to get sucked through the toilet because it's so strong. Two, come on, airplane bathrooms? It's like... You're like, fuck me. It's so strong and scary.
It is strong. It is really scary. And that's why I'm not the person to do that. You gotta
close the lid, especially on an airplane. I mean, you should do it at every place that has a lid, at the very least.
And it's happened to me like several times where I've gone after somebody who's shit, you know, and just the odors, you know. Just the odors, they linger so hard in an airplane bathroom. And there's like, I don't know how many other people on this plane. So it's not fun. You know what I mean?
It's
At
not a good
least if
time.
you're gonna shit in an airplane bathroom, bring your poopery with you.
Get that
Bring a little
poopery. Poopery is great. People have them in their
poopery is
houses.
great, and
Kayla
it
has them
works.
upstairs.
And it works. Okay, it works great. So just just a little bit more etiquette, a little more consideration for the how many other people are in the plane. Thank you.
We can still do pet peeves, but I'm also wondering if you had any horror stories. I'm trying to think if I have any, but because I just thought about it because I thought about like what was it like last month and the month before where there was like a person I guess who like shit all the way down the aisle on a plane. Do you hear about that? It went.
No.
Oh, it was like trending on everything, but someone I guess basically just they had an emergency and fucking their whole body just vacated all across the aisle, all down the aisle. I feel bad for that person. I don't know exactly what happened. Let me look it up. It happened like a couple months ago, and I just heard about it everywhere.
No, then
Person.
nothing as bad as that has ever happened to me.
No, I mean it doesn't have to be that bad, but I just thought about it
I
because
mean,
you talked about pooping on the plane.
I mean, I don't think I've ever had like a really, really terrible flight.
Well, it doesn't have to be a
Yeah.
flight. I mean, when you're traveling to somewhere in general, that isn't usually. I think the only one I could think of, maybe that, I mean, it didn't like ruin my trip or anything, but when we went to Costa Rica for my friend's wedding, I'm sure my friend has more of a horror story than I do, but they had
Yeah.
rented this big house that had like a ton of rooms and like little bungalows and a pool and all that jazz. But I guess it wasn't well maintained because the owner just, I don't know, probably didn't pay attention to it much. But they did have a staff.
Oh my God. Is this the lady that has a cult?
Uh-huh. The cult leader lady? Uh-huh. That was weird. And there's a couple of things that came with that. Yes, the lady's a cult leader. Her name was Swan, or Teal Swan. There's a whole Hulu short documentary series about
weird.
her, which came out after I went to Costa Rica, and I sent it in the group chat like, guys, there's
crazy.
There's a docu-series about her. And what comes with that is a few weird stories. And one, I think she probably neglects that property anyways. Whatever. I will say the staff that worked there, like the kitchen people who cooked us dinner and stuff, they were all really nice people and people that the coordinator who would like help us if we had an issue. There's just stuff that you can't avoid, like bugs and other stuff. Costa Rica's Costa Rica. And we went during the rainy season, which all the bugs were out.
Brings all the bugs out, yeah.
I guess I didn't see it, but my friend told me that one of the rooms was the wall was just covered in bugs, like a bunch of different things. Like it was horrifying. And we just basically ignored that room. We closed it and we're like, no, not going to go in there anymore. Granted, I saw a lot of bugs in general and I just kind of got used to it. But I guess that room was covered, you know? And then what comes with having a cult leader who owns the VRBO that you stayed in is that apparently she has a bunch of like followers and fans and stuff, like creepily so. But I'll tell you that this place is pretty secure. In order to get to the gate, for one, it's huge. And the property around it is pretty large. Like, imagine the house is in the middle. Imagine just a big ass circle around it, and it's pretty far from the house itself anyway. So there's just a lot of space. And then the walls around it are high, very high. And not only that, there's probably 50 feet of just bushes at the walls. So when you drive in, you drive down this like little road thing to the front gate, and it's just bushes on the side of you. There's no other way in, you know? And so you get to the gate and you have to be let in the gate. So I'd say it's rather secure. But one night, the power goes out because it's like a thunderstorm in Costa Rica. And we're kind of just like playing card games in the dining room downstairs, like all of us together, just like had some like flashlights and like candles and whatever. And, but when the power clicked back on, we get a call at the front gate and we're like, do we order anything? Do we do any shits? And it was these two dudes who were like, everything's in Spanish. And unfortunately, none of us are very fluent in speaking Spanish. like I can understand a good amount, but like I can't say anything back, which sucks. But I used to, but not anymore. It would have been useful in that moment. The Lorrie that went through Spain speaking Spanish would have been very helpful, but unfortunately, she is no longer.
No one understood. No one understood these guys.
We could like understand them, but we had like one friend who spoke like enough Spanish. But they were like asking about her, asking for Teal, like, is she home? We're like, no, this is an Airbnb. And like he had to repeat that to them so many times, and they wouldn't leave. It was just creepy that the power went out and then came back on to these men trying to see Teal Swan.
Really fucking weird.
Dude, it was so weird. And we're like, no, you need to leave. They were really trying, like, is she around? Like, no, she's not, you know? And just saying that in Spanish to them. And like, it's an Airbnb. No.
Oh my God, weird.
It was weird and creepy. Luckily, there's like 14 of us in this house, so it's not like we were all alone and stuff, but it was just so weird. And the timing of it was just weird.
The timing. It's the timing. So your story kind of made me think of one kind of like creepy, not creepy, but like scary thing that happened.
Scary.
So one of like the first places I've ever been to, like outside of the country besides DR, was Bermuda. And to think of it now, like sometimes it feels like I never went there. You know, sometimes it feels like, was that even real?
Oh my God.
But I always forget that I went there. But we went for Annabelle's birthday once, and so everyone was just so nice, right? Everyone was like super, super nice. We get to the hotel, so nice. Like the concierge is nice. Like the bellboys are nice. Like everybody's like so sweet. And like it is a tourist like place or island. Like we probably like saw that entire island. Like, and we were just there for like a weekend, but it's super, super tiny. It's really touristy. But yeah, one of the reasons why we were like, oh, well, we didn't really think of why people were so nice was because it was like for tourists, right?
Yeah.
So one night we're out in the town and we're having dinner, and then like not Uber. Well, were they Ubers? I think they were probably just like cab service.
Mm.
But so they pick us up to go back to the hotel, and we're in the back seat, and we're here like just talking about like how like, oh, we might want to smoke. It's like, oh damn, like no bud out here, you know what I mean? Damn, we should have brought like our joints or something like that, right? And then the driver says like, I could hook you guys up. He's like, yeah, I mean like it's not gonna be like good stuff, but it's gonna be like enough for you guys to smoke. And we're here like, okay, I don't know what inspired us to agree to this.
Oh no.
But we did. And he was like, I just gotta go to my boy's house or like my friend's house first to get it. It's dark out now. And the road we're on has no lights, no lamps anywhere. It's pretty dark. So we're just here in the backseat like, okay, this might be the end of our lives, but it's fine. It's all right. Our other friend at the time was like, you know what? Like I could fight people.
I can fight if I need it.
I could fight if anything. And we were just like, okay, all right. Like my heart's beating super fast because I'm here like, wow, this really might be the end. And so we're pulling it to this house. Has a big ass boat in the front. And he's like, you guys like stay right here and I'm going to go inside. And I'm telling you, Lorrie, it was probably like maybe less than 5 minutes he was away. But they were the longest 5 minutes of my entire life. I saw my whole life flash before my eyes. I was like, are we going to really stay here? Like there's really like nowhere for us to go. Like, you know, like the hotel is pretty far away from here walking. So we're just kind of like, okay. Like, let's just see what happens. I don't know. And we see like somebody come out the house, and it's just kind of, it's not him, it's like some different dude. And we're just like, okay, we're like devising a plan for us to like maybe like, you know, escape and stuff. And then the guy, Shirley, he comes back. He gives us like, it's like a little like dime bag. It's not even that much. It's like this little bit.
Bro, I don't know the last time I had a dime bag.
A dime bag. Like a dime. And then he's like, yeah, da, da. We start like chatting up with him, whatever. He drives, we leave. He gets us right back to the hotel. Like nothing happened. And that was that. We were safe.
Well, I'm not gonna lie, I would be freaking out in my head too for those 5 minutes would have been like, and then I look and like, it's been a minute. Oh my God.
No.
You know?
Lorrie.
Yeah,
Lorrie.
Girl, I mean, that does sound, I mean, it's the whole situation sus, but it's just like, because you're also thinking in your head, is like, I agreed to this. What the fuck? God, no one to blame but myself. You know, so you're just like, no.
I know, and it's just kind of like, again, I'm telling you, like everyone in that island is just so nice. Like they're just so nice. He got us back like safe and sound. Like he was a cool ass dude. Like it was just fine. Like it was like a really like fine, nice time in like a weird creepy way, because every single person was nice. Like we just kind of like stepped into like a
like I feel I can't think of the specific movie in my mind, but I can see that being too creepy because everybody's overly nice. I get it, but you know? At least when you think the reality of it, you're like, oh, it's because tourism and they're, you know, trying to be on everyone's good side. But it is a little weird when it's overly so. You're like, oh,
right,
okay.
Like it's just kind of like
but isn't that also funny that we find people being overly nice weird?
Yeah, that could say a lot about us. You know,
I mean, you know, you grew up in New York. California, for the Bay Area, I guess for the most part, people can be nice, but people can also be mean. Right. So I guess I just wasn't. I guess everyone being nice would also be like, something going on? Like, something on my face?
Weird. But then, like, it's a touristy place, you know? Yeah. So I think that in those tourist towns, those tourist, like, areas, like, people are just so nice. Like,
yeah, I get
like
that.
It's good for them to be nice.
You know, it's like bartenders flirting a little to get a good tip, you know? Right, it's that kind of situation.
Exactly.
But yeah, I'm sure I have other like horror stories, but I just at the moment can't think of it. There was one time, I don't know if it's a horror story, but just another story where like the situation sucked. And I guess it's a travel story, even though it's still, it was like a driving back from Vegas, which I know when you live in California, it's not like that huge of a deal, but it's like Las Vegas was maybe 9 hours or some shit. We drove out to Vegas for a little less than a week for EDC when I graduated college, and me and all my friends were going to be little rave bitches over at EDC, and there was like 14 of us, you know, a good group of friends, and we got rolling like deep. Yeah, we had like a timeshare that was like a couple of rooms and stuff, and there's 2 stories about this EDC trip to Vegas. Is that I haven't eaten Denny's since 2012 because, look, Denny's always kind of gives me a little bit of a stomach ache, whatever, but nothing crazy, right? I get a little bit of a stomach ache. Denny's are just so common in California; they're everywhere. So I had been to them plenty of times, especially when you're a broke college student and there's literally a Denny's like down the street from you. You know, you
like an IHOP, right?
Yeah, essentially. There was a Denny's attached to the timeshare hotel that we were staying at. I don't know why they decided to have a Denny's there, but they did. All 14 of us go to Denny's and one morning, and we all got pretty normal breakfasts. I personally got like toast, eggs, bacon, I think some hash browns, and that was it. A normal fucking breakfast. I don't know what they put in all of Denny's food, if they put like Metamucil or some shit sprinkled on top.
Metamucil.
But
no.
Why did all 14 of us, after we finished eating, just had to shit?
No
immediately.
way.
Every single one of
14?
us, me and my boyfriend at the time, my ex, him and I had already started feeling it, and I went, bruh, do you want to pay our food first? And we paid first because we all had our separate checks. We paid first, and we booked it back to the hotel room, which had 2 bathrooms. And so we were trying to plan for ourselves, and we were just like, yo, let's pay and let's go. So we run back to the fucking hotel room and both had to just excavate our whole bodies. And, and then I find out later everybody else essentially had to go to the bathroom. Because while I was in the bathroom, I remember the door getting knocked on. I think it was like my friend Duncan or something. I was like, sorry, someone's in here. I guess he knocked on the other bathroom too. And I think my ex was just like, pooping. That's all he said. All he said was pooping. And I guess they had to go find somewhere else. And I found out all my other friends had to go find the bathroom in the lobby. They had to like find a different, like the Denny's bathroom. I just wanted to be in the comfort of our hotel. So we went to the hotel. And I think the Denny's had a bathroom. The lobby had a bathroom. All of us just, I don't know what was in the fucking bacon and eggs, but bruh, I was like,
oh my god, did everyone else that went to Denny's that day also had to shit?
I have no idea. If anyone went to I forgot what the timeshare was called, but it wasn't too far from where EDC was at. But if you happen to remember the hotel with the timeshare that has a Denny's attached, and you were there in 2012. Let me know. Summer 2012.
Comment.
But
let us know.
Oh my god, dude. I don't know. Because all of us had reconvened at some point, just like, dude, we had to go to the lobby. Fuck, I had to like go by the bathroom. It was crazy. And that was the most normal food I've ever had. And it didn't even seem like it was extra oily either. It just seemed pretty normal to me, you know? And plus, I'm Filipino, and there's plenty of times in my life where my mom used too much oil for stuff. So that wouldn't have affected me that much, but oh my god,
that's so weird, dude. Like,
it was insane.
Was it like
the poop disaster of
2012? Was the bacon undercooked or something?
No, it was crispy.
That's weird as fuck. What were you gonna say?
I have a new name for that situation. The Denny's Doody.
Denny's Doodoo. You just gave half of the episode's title. So.
And then, fuck, what was the other story for that EDC? Oh, the other story for the EDC trip was a little less funny. But on the way back, we were driving back. I'm in the Prius with my ex, my best friend, and my other best friend, and his ex, his boyfriend at the time. So there's 5 of us in the Prius. It was nighttime. It was dark by the time we get to this specific highway, and it's only a 2-lane highway. So, you know, just lanes going opposite ways, right? Yeah. I had a Prius, and the Prius, it gives you every chance to not be stupid. Don't get me wrong, I also have been stupid, even with the beeping and all those. But when you start getting low on gas, it'll tell you like maybe a good 20, 30 minutes before it's like too low, and it beeps at you a few times. It goes like beep, 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 beep. And you're like, oh, okay, I gotta go get gas. I had fallen asleep in the car. I wasn't driving, my ex was driving. I think most of us were just like, we were at the point of the trip where we were all tired and just sleeping, and he's driving. Because I think we were just gonna take shifts, and it was his turn, and he did, because it warns you again before it's like completely empty. So you get about 2 warnings before you're fucked. And he like didn't pay attention, and we run out of gas on this highway, dark as fuck, because this highway is in the middle of like fields in Northern California, so it's dark. There's not a lot of like street lights here. This is middle of nowhere, Northern California, on a 2-lane highway, and we have to pull over. And the shitty part about that is because it's 2-lane highway, but also one where there's not a lot of police, people are speeding down this shits. So every time a car passes and I'm in our little Prius, it like even moves the Prius just a little bit because there's not a lot of the shoulder isn't very big either. So like we're on a tiny little shoulder on this highway and cars are speeding past and we're just like trying to figure out, we try to like, there's a gas station a few miles back. And we're like trying to figure out like, do we walk there? What do we do? Do we call someone? I don't think I had AAA at the time. Yeah. Luckily, I think it was like 20 minutes later of us trying to figure shit out. There was a police car that ends up coming up and, you know, they come up behind us on the shoulder and like, oh, are you guys okay? And basically we're like, oh, we ran out of gas and we need to figure out how to get to the gas station. And they're like, oh, well, if one or two of you want to come with us to the gas station, we can bring you there, you know, get like a gas thing. You can get like a gas holder and then get gas, essentially. Yeah. And so my ex goes, and
that was nice of them.
Yeah. So my ex goes and the rest of us are staying in the car because I didn't want to leave my friends. For one, it's not their car, and two, it's mine. And I don't know, I ended up staying with them, and he goes, and it's just, this whole situation just sucks because he wasn't paying attention. And then I'm the one that had to pay for the gas. and we were waiting there for a while before he had gotten back. And it was just like, it was kind of creepy, dude. It was just, there's like kind of tall grass and it's dark. All these cars are passing, shaking the car a little bit every time.
That's
and it
scary.
just, and it was just like, we're just waiting for him to get back with gas, and that sucked dick.
And was that a long time? Did you guys have to wait for a while?
We were waiting for a good minute. I don't remember how long, but it felt like a good while. I mean, I want to say it was more than half an hour just waiting there.
That's a lot. Oh, that sucks, man.
So that one wasn't pleasant. Yeah, not as funny as the Denny's one, but yeah.
Sucky situations. Yeah, fuck. Ugh.
And then,
do
you have any
Denny's
last
Doody
stuff? The Denny's Doody, the Denny's Doo-doo.
The Denny's Doody. I like Doody more.
That one was insane.
That's Doody. Crazy.
I haven't had Denny's since then. Haven't had Denny's since 2012, guys. 2012.
Oh, I wouldn't. I wouldn't touch Denny's with a 10-foot pole. I'm just like, I'm hoping this Italy trip goes well because it would be the longest flight that I will ever be on.
It's a pretty long flight. Any other travel stories or other shitsies?
I think I'm all set. I feel like I'm gonna bring some when I come back from Italy.
Oh yeah, tell me that. Mini short story. There was one time that I was on a plane and I felt something touch my leg on the bottom, and it was the person behind me. Their bare feet. That was gross.
No.
Luckily, I had shoes and pants on, so I just pushed against their foot so they'd stop. They didn't do it too much again, but it was just because I was kind of leaning, so my feet were a little forward, and then I just all of a sudden this person stretched their leg far enough to touch my feet, and that was a no.
That's disgusting. Real quick. When I was going to California, there was an old man that was sitting next to me that was farting like for half the flight.
Oh no.
Yeah, so that was fun.
Gross. I mean, farts you're in a capsule, so people fart on the plane, guys. Come on. Because I've definitely farted in the bathroom because I had a fart and I didn't want to fart in the actual part of the plane.
That's so nice and considerate of you. Because other people like this old man is just sitting in his farts and letting me smell them.
Gross. God.
So that's nasty.
I like our quick stories at the end there, but yeah. So I mean, that's it. I think that was just it. I mean, I think talking about the travel story is kind of nice since you are going to be going to Italy soon. So, and I'm going to be back in California again.
Traveling people.
We are, as per usual, we are on Spotify and YouTube, video and audio. We're on TikTok. and Instagram. And I say it every episode for the last 35, 36 episodes. No one ever emails us.
No.
Email me anything.
No.
I don't care what it is. Something.
Please. Memes. Recipes.
But yeah, I think that's it. So we'll catch you next time. We'll be in person next time because we're going to be making soup.
So excited. And maybe there'll be some BTS. I don't know.
Behind the scenes, guys, not the band. But maybe the band.
No. But maybe the band.
Maybe we'll just listen to BTS the whole time.
Yeah, maybe.
But yeah.
Bye, guys. See you next time.